Welcome to Unity with Pam, with your host, Pam Willis Hovey.
Hello, I'm Vincent B. Jones II, and today I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing Mr. Gil McBride. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's an honor. Is it okay if I ask you a few questions?
It'll be fine.
Question number 1. Can you give us a brief bio about you and how you became elected to the bench of Superior Court?
Well, I grew up here in Columbus. I grew up in Edgewood, the Edgewood community here in Columbus, and was educated in local schools, went away to college, came back, practiced law for about 18 years, much of it with my wife, who is also an attorney. And the time just became apparent that we were at a good point for us to do something else, and I had always had an interest in being a judge, and it just seemed like a very good opportunity. We were at a good point child-wise, family-wise, and career-wise to make a transition, and the seat was open, so I made a decision to run.
Question number 2. By seeing and hearing a lot of cases, what type of cases are you most passionate about?
I would have to say that the cases that have you up at night are also the ones that you're most passionate about, almost by definition. And the ones that you are the most concerned about, the most worried about, are the ones where you have the potential to have the greatest impact on someone. And I would have to say that certainly when I'm sentencing a young person in a criminal case, you sort of have the balance of their life in your hands, and you have a real obligation to get it right. But it's also no accident that the case that stands through all history as the ultimate case for a judge that taxed every resource of a judge was a custody case, and that was before King Solomon many years ago, and we still have custody cases. And when you're trying to decide where a parent will live or where a child will live and with which parent, that is an awesome responsibility. And that's actually about half of our caseload is handling those types of cases. So I would have to say those are the two types of cases that I'm most passionate about.
Question number 3. Who or what inspired you to pursue a career in the judicial system?
I was blessed to have a lot of contact just at different critical points in my life with judges. I interned with Congressman Jack Brinkley in Washington for about 3 years when I was in college, and he, of course, was a lawyer. I had the immense good fortune and the blessing to marry a young lady who was interested in the law, the daughter of 2 lawyers, the granddaughter of a lawyer, the niece of a U.S. senator, strong legal background there, and she encouraged me to go to law school. And she's now my wife, been my wife for, we're coming up on 28 years. So I would have to say my wife is the #1 influence on me in that decision.
Question number 4. When not having to make so many decisions, how do you relax?
I like to walk, I like to exercise, I like to read, spend time with my wife and kids.
Thank you, Judge McBride. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. I
Next,
enjoyed being
we
here.
will have another scholar interviewing another guest. Thank you.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites, and don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price, with 3 locations to serve you.
Okay, Mr. Wilker, I'm here with Mr. Wilker, Alfonso, correct?
Yes.
Who is an attorney in private practice here in Columbus, correct?
Right.
And today I will be interviewing Mr. Wicker. How have you been doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, myself. So how long have you been an attorney?
Well, I have been an attorney since 1982, which means I've been practicing law for 33 years.
Whoa. All right. What got you into being an attorney?
Well, I like to kid people and say it was from watching a lot of Perry Mason with my mom. But the reality is I've always been interested in the law. I felt that lawyers or people who can make a difference in people's lives, can effectuate change, and that's what I wanted to be. I want to be a change maker, someone who can make a difference.
All right, that's a good reason.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Whitaker, how do you like being an attorney?
Well, it's not as glamorous as people think. They look at TV and they see what's happening on TV, but there's a lot of work that go on behind the scenes. But I can't think of anything else I ever wanted to do, and I really enjoy it. When you are successful and help someone make a difference in their lives, you get a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment. So I really enjoy being a lawyer, in spite of not getting paid a lot of times.
Yeah, I know that. What law do you practice?
Well, I am what they call a general practitioner. I do various things. I do a lot of practice in personal injury, automobile accidents when people get injured. I do probate, wills and estates. When someone dies, I help them go through the process of making sure the property is distributed according to the law. And I am a state court public defender, which represent people who have broken the law, who are charged with misdemeanors. And by that I mean it's a crime in which you can only get a year. If it's a felony, you can get over a year, but misdemeanors, you can only get a $1,000 fine and up to a year in jail. So I do a lot of criminal law as well.
Yes, sir. That's all we have time for today. And next we will see you again with another scholar and another person to be interviewed.
Come on in to Sugars for a sweet taste of Southern cooking. You will be taken back to Sunday dinner at Grandma's house with every bite. Daily specials serving fried chicken, collards, black-eyed peas, also melt-in-your-mouth cornbread. You will want to ask for seconds. Also try one of our homemade desserts. You will be in sweet, sweet heaven. Sugars offers catering for all your corporate, church, and family gatherings. They will do all the work and save you all the trouble. Sugars, a taste of Southern cooking.
Welcome back to Unity with Pam. I am here with Dana Whaley from Partners of Education. How are you doing today?
I am well, Jasmine. Thank you for having me as your guest.
What do you do? What do you work for?
I work for the Greater Columbus, Georgia Chamber of Commerce, and the Partners in Education program is actually a program of the Chamber. And what we do is we partner businesses, military units, civic groups, churches with our local schools so the partners can come in and help with the students.
What do you do as a worker of Partners in Education?
Well, I manage the Partners in Education program, and this event right now is part of that program. One of your PI partners, Unity with Pam, is the one who organized this and put this all together so that we had the opportunity to come out here and talk with you.
What was your favorite subject in school?
Oh, by far, it was English. I loved English. I've always loved words. I love writing, so that was by far my favorite. I didn't do very good in anything else, unfortunately.
Do you have any kids?
I do. I have 2 grown kids. I have 1 grandson and another one that will be here in about 4 weeks. So we're excited to be adding another baby to our family.
Do you have any sports you liked as a kid?
I loved kickball and I loved dodgeball. Those were about the only 2 I could really play. Nobody else wanted me on their team if I played anything else. But I loved the kickball and the dodgeball. I also liked something called tetherball, which used to be a little thing that you would spin around on. You just hold on to with your hand and jump off the ground and just swing and swing and swing around on it. But I don't ever see those anymore.
My last question is, do you have anything to do after work?
Oh, yes. I love animals, so I have pets that I take care of. I have 2 dogs, One of them is a German Shepherd. The other one is a Rat Terrier and Shih Tzu mix. I have a kitty that's solid white. She's got 2 different color eyes. I also love to work crossword puzzles in my free time. I work on home projects. I'm always painting or crafting or doing something. So those are the things that fill my time, and I love working in the yard.
Well, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate you having me. You did a great job.
Thank you. Now we'll be back with another scholar.
Is your weight preventing you from leading a happy, healthy life? West Georgia Health in LaGrange is the only accredited center for weight loss surgery in the region to offer all 3 surgical options, and your procedure may be covered by insurance. To learn more about your weight loss surgery options, visit wghealth.org. West Georgia Health. So healthy together.
Hi, I'm kind of Stacy, and I have Miss Crystal Shaheed today. How's your day today?
It's great. I'm glad to be here with you.
Okay, we're going to start with question 1. What is your job?
Currently, I work for Synovus Financial as a senior learning specialist. But I'm also here today because I chair the board for Partners in Education.
Okay, question 2. How long have you been in this company?
I've been with Synovus and CD&T for the last 8.5 years. And I've been with the Partners in Education board for the last 4 years.
Okay. Why did you get involved in Partners in Education?
Well, I think it's a worthwhile effort. And when I was in elementary school, I can remember my school having a partner who used to honor us on honor roll day, who would provide snacks and things during testing, and who would even serve as spelling bee judges. So having benefited from being in a school like Reeswood Elementary, where we had an active partner, it's a natural move to be a part of Partners in Education.
That sounds very interesting. What is Partners in Education?
Partners in Education is a combination of both businesses and schools working together to enhance academics for students such as yourself, to provide support to teachers and encouragement to teachers, to help students develop career opportunities, simply like what you're doing today through broadcasting with Unity with Pam, and just overall life experiences for young people. And it's a partnership where our business community comes in as role models, and we hope to make an impact through volunteering and interaction with young people, such as yourself.
Okay. How do you find time to volunteer in all of your jobs?
That is a good question. I am blessed to work for a company that encourages community involvement. And then in my personal time, I feel that it's important to give back because there's always someone who is giving back to me.
Well, your life sounds very interesting.
Thank you. It can be.
Okay. And that's it for today. We'll be back with Tadre Gordon.
When your child is sick, you take them to the doctor, right? Well, at Zoe Pediatrics, we don't just take care of sick kids. We want to keep the healthy ones healthy.
At Zoe Pediatrics, we're in the business of prevention. We would love if when our children are 100 years old, they could say they were never sick a day in their life because of what they learned at Zoe Pediatrics.
Don't wait for sickness. Children don't have to be sick to get better. Good doctors treat illness. Really great doctors prevent disease. Zoe Pediatrics, 10th Avenue at 17th Street.
Hello, I'm Tadre Gordon, back with Unity with Pam. Today I'm interviewing Mr. Smythe. How are you doing today, Mr. Smythe?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Mr. Smythe, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Question 1, what is your job?
I am the president and CEO of Columbus Hospice. We're the community hospice for Columbus, Georgia and the surrounding areas.
Okay. Question 2, have you dealt with serious diseases?
Yes, that's what we do at hospice every single day. We take care of people who are terminally ill, people who have a life expectancy of 6 months or less, if their disease runs its normal course.
Question 3. Have you had a patient who lived longer than they're supposed to?
Yes, you know, we aren't the divine or the almighty, and we don't have crystal balls. And oftentimes, people who come to hospice do live longer than 6 months. We've had some live for a year or two, but most of our patients, 8 out of 10, are with us less than about 3 months. But sometimes they live longer than we expected them to, not longer maybe than they were supposed to. We don't know how long that is for anyone, but we do know sometimes that patients have a certain life expectancy, but prognostication, the ability to predict some things is very difficult, as you probably can guess. And so it's not an exact science.
Okay. Question 4. When did you start your company?
Columbus Hospice began as a grassroots movement, meaning that it was started by a group of volunteers in the community because they were looking for a better way of caring for people who were dying, and it began in 1979.
Okay. Question 5. Has anybody tried to stop your company from doing what you do?
No. Sometimes our federal government gets involved with the provision of health care in our country, but usually what makes it challenging for any business is if they have competitors. But sometimes competitors are good because they make you better at what you do. So no one's really tried to stop what we do.
Hi, I'm Aura Wallace, and we're here with Miss Wright from Expert Tax Service.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi there. Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Sure, you can.
Question number 1. What made you want to get into tax services?
When I was young, it was intriguing to me to find out how people get their refunds back. So I took a tax course, and once I took the tax course, I automatically knew that it's something I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
That sounds nice.
Thank you.
Question number 2. How long have you worked in the tax field?
I've actually been doing income taxes for 11 years, and I have been in business for myself for the last 9.
You've been doing it since I was alive. How long have you worked, where is Expert Tax Services located?
We have a main location in Columbus, Georgia, right off Macon Road, 3604 Macon Road, and I also have a second location in Stone Mountain, Georgia. It's actually 798 Rays Road, Suite 102.
Okay. Question number 4. What services do you offer?
We prepare federal and state individual income taxes. We also prepare small business taxes. We have free estimate with no obligations, and we have convenience services where the clients don't necessarily have to come into the office, where they can fax, scan, or email their information.
Number 5. How complicated is it doing other people's tax?
It can become real complicated. It just depends on the individual. And then with the IRS, they change the laws up all the time, so just keeping up with that can be very complicated.
And the last question is, where can people find Expert Tax Service on social media?
On social media, you can find Expert Tax Service at Expert Tax Service LLC on Facebook and Expert Tax Service on Twitter. And you can also find us on our website at www.experttaxservices.com.
Well, thank you for letting me interview you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We'll be back with another person to interview with another scholar.
Hello, this is Pastor Willis of the Move of God Ministry. We come to welcome you to be a part of our ministry. This is not a put on, but this is a come on. And we come to share in our different ministries with our dance team, with our choir, and our TV ministry. And we're looking for great things to happen, great miracles to happen within this place. Come and be a part of the blessing plan.
Hello, welcome back to You and Pam. I'm here with Mrs. Wayland. Welcome to the show.
Nice to be here.
So, what job do you undertake?
I work for Girls Incorporated here in Columbus, Georgia, and I'm their Operations Smart person, which you would understand that more as it's STEM.
What is STEM?
STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. My job is to get more girls interested in STEM because there's so many college and job opportunities out there for girls if they can get into STEM, especially the technology part of it.
What do you work on?
Well, one of the things I do, I have a robotics class, which is FLL, First Legos League, and we have two different types of robots. We have the NXT, and then we have the EV3 robots. And they both have, they're kind of the same, but they're not the same because they have two different type of programming.
What do they do?
Okay, well, what they can do is first of all, FLL, there's three things they have to do. They have the project, which they have to solve a real-life world problem. They have the robotic games, and this is where the robots come in. And this is something I just programmed earlier. Let's see. That's one of them.
Is that the earlier model?
Mm-hmm. You want it? Good, grab it. And it's just running. And let's see what this one will do. I have no clue what that one is. These are all set up to do different missions on a field, what they call a Lego field. It could be anywhere from throwing a ball, it could be to knocking down a building, but only letting half of that building fall over. It could be retrieving people and moving them from one end of the field to the other end of the field.
How do you program them?
Well, you have your robot, then you have your laptop computer or regular computer, and you have to program them on the regular computer. There's a program guide, and you have to tell the computer what you want in it. And after you program it there, then you would hook your UVC cord to this and then download it to this and have your robot run it.
Do you compete with other Lego teams?
We compete throughout Georgia. We compete, last year we competed and we actually won the Innovation Award because our engineering of our robot was so outstanding. Everything it did, it made it through because of the way the girls designed and engineered the robot.
Okay, we'll be back with more Unity with Pam.
Hello, I'm Carla Etheridge from Uganda, a missionary there. I'm just asking today if you could please help us. We need to feed hungry children and we need to send them to school. We would appreciate your help so much because God cares for widows and orphans. If you would just send it financial support, it would really be helpful to us. We will be praying for you and I hope you will be praying for me. We thank you very much. God bless you all.
Good morning. This is Unity with Pam. And today I'm interviewing Miss Rebecca Powell, a teacher at Wesley Heights Elementary School. How you doing, Miss?
Fine. Thank you, Ryan.
Well, I got a few questions for you today, Miss
Okay.
Powell.
Yes, sir.
The first question. Miss Powell, what did you do before you became a teacher?
Well, I went to college to be a graphic artist. So I started out working in the printing industry, actually, doing graphic arts and project management. And I did a lot of volunteer work also on the side, and that's really when I got the idea that I would like to teach.
Question two, what made you become a teacher?
The volunteer work for nonprofit organizations. I wanted to have a service-oriented job where I was working with people, and I just found the volunteer work so rewarding that I really wanted to find some way that I could use my skills there.
Number three, sorry. What grade do you teach?
I am teaching first grade, and I always have since I started teaching.
Question 4, what subject do you teach?
I teach all subjects in first grade, and we like to do a lot of artwork because I have that in my background. To help teach other subjects, I try to integrate as much art and hands-on things that we can.
Question 5. When you were younger, did you like school?
I did like school, and I went to the same school all through elementary, and then the same middle school, and the same high school. So I sort of traveled along with the same children and grew up along with them. So I felt right at home when I was at school.
Question 6. Have you ever thought about teaching a specific subject?
I would like to teach art full time at some point, I think. I have a love of art and art history, so if I had a choice, that would be it.
Well, thank you for all your time, Ms. Powell.
Okay, thank you, Ryan.
Looking for a different kind of church service? Instead of your Sunday suit and a row of pews, Midtown Connection offers a cup of coffee and some real conversation about who Christ is and what being a Christ follower means. Midtown Connection is located inside Waldrop Memorial Baptist Church on Hilton Avenue, right in the heart of Midtown Columbus. Join friends over a cup of coffee this Sunday and enjoy uplifting music and a positive Christ-centered message. Midtown Connection at Waldrop Memorial Baptist Church. The way worship should be.
Hello, my name is Brooklyn Jones, and today I'm interviewing Emma Wallace, the Assistant Minister at Move of God Ministries on Mallory Road. How are you doing today, Emma?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Brooklyn?
Good. Now, what do you do for a living?
I am a retired scrub nurse.
What inspired you to do that?
Well, long time ago, you know how people always ask you, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I've always wanted to be a nurse. So I thought about it, and I said, well, nurse take 4 years. And someone introduced me to becoming a scrub nurse. And so I enrolled in Columbus Technical School, and that's where I started from. I just wanted to be a scrub nurse.
How old were you when you started?
Oh, I was about 26, maybe 27, somewhere in there.
What does a scrub nurse do?
Well, a scrub nurse helps the doctor. She makes sure that she has everything that that doctor needs to do his case with. So she pulls all the instruments, and she makes sure that everything is sterile and ready for the doctor. So whatever he asks for, I am to give that to him.
Okay. What is it like doing a surgery?
It is good. It's very interesting. I believe you would love it. You get a chance to see the inside of your body. You get a chance to see the bones. You get a chance to see the intestines. You get a chance to see your hip, your elbows. You get a chance. It's very interesting.
What kind of classes did you have to take?
Well, I took anatomy, physiology, and I took microbiology, and we learned how to scrub. You have so many minutes that you have to scrub your fingers and all the way up to your elbows, and you learn how to put on your cap and gown and your mask. It's a lot to becoming a scrub nurse. Everything has to be kept sterile.
Well, thank you for being on the show with us today, and I'm glad that you let me interview you.
Well, thank you so much.
See you next time on Unity with Pam.